So these mirrors are definitely out of control, and I'm gonna tell you why, right? So welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, February 10, 2025. So start off with Kristen, right? So Kristen, I thought she had somewhat of a conscience, a good conscience, to go, looking for Ava. She finds her, and here I am thinking that she's going to untie her and help her to escape. So then, her mom comes, and of course, she's surprised that she's alive. They're reuniting and they're catching up while Ava's just there tied up looking at them. So she asks her mom, like, how come you're alive? Like, I thought you didn't survive the accident. So she said that she did, and she's been out here for all these years, out of touch with reality, really. So she tells her about Stefano, and that Stefano is no longer alive. So she's surprised to hear that, because she thought that he would never die, right? So the mom starts to talk about how, now that Rachel, came on our doorstep, how she has to be there for her family and have to help them in any way. So she starts alluding to Ava, and, she thinks Ava is a threat to their family. So Kristen is trying to plead with her to let her go. She has no bad blood towards Ava, even though they had a fallout. They used to be friends, and she doesn't think that Ava and Brady will last that long, so she is not threatened by her at all. So she feels as if there's no need for her mom to have her tied up. But her mom is saying that I beg to differ. I mean, I heard that Rachel is in a therapy session, and I feel like this woman is a lot more dangerous than we let off, and I think that you need to protect Rachel and think about her interests. So I don't know, she does persuade Kristen to just let Ava stay there. So she leaves, and Ava is gagged and tied up, and her mom said that she has some other plan. She always come up with some kind of elaborate plan, so she's gonna come up with that to get rid of Ava once and for all. Ah, boy. So coming back from Friday's episode with Steve and Brady, so Brady's informing Steve that Ava is missing, and he doesn't feel like she just went out of town and it was just like that. So Steve said, are you sure? Maybe she's just trying to maybe she changed her mind, maybe she just don't want to deal with the relationship with you. So he said, he find it hard to believe. So when they contacted Trip tells them that Ava is not there, and she hasn't told him anything about flying over there, and it just sounds strange. So now Trip is getting worried. When he talked to Brady said that he got a text message from her, and he's not sure what's happening after that. So of course Trip is worried, so Steve had to take over. So Steve said, he's sure it's not something else. I mean, she does have affiliation with the mob and Clyde's people. Maybe they want revenge. So she said she cut them off long time. So he said, when you deal with those people, they're never ever permanently cut off. So anyways, he tells Steve that he had a muffled voice message from her. That's the last time he heard her voice. So he tries to hear it, and he realizes he can't really make out what's going on. It's inaudible. So he asks Steve if he can really edit it a bit so that he can hear it a little more fine-tuning, right? So he said that he's gonna look into it, because he really does agree with Brady now, and he says that Ava is definitely in trouble. Brady comes back with Rachel from her appointment, and Kristen comes in. I don't know how Brady never questioned her that why she is just coming in, because the last time they spoke, she said to him that she was gonna lie down, her head is hurting. So I don't see how Brady is not aware of that. But anyways, she asked how the therapy session go, and he said it went well. However, he's more concerned about Ava, because he ran into Steve, and now he really feels as if she's gone missing. So Kristen is trying to play it off, and she's like, what really happened then? Have you found her? So I'm saying, Kristen, look how you and Brady reached to this point, and you guys are good, and now you have to mess it up by sabotaging his relationship yet again. Oh boy. So earlier, Belle was there, and Jada comes in to find out where's EJ. So Belle doesn't know where EJ is, because earlier when they was, they were up in the bedroom rendezvous and whatever, EJ said that they were going to have breakfast, but she didn't see him nowhere. So she tells Jada the same thing. She hasn't seen him. She was just there to visit Johnny, because she doesn't want Jada to know what's really going on with her and EJ. So Jada is saying, I need to find EJ because I believe EJ is behind this, behind me getting kicked off the force, and all these allegations against me. And I believe that he was responsible for this and caused Rafe to do this. So Belle empathized with her, but at first, Belle was defending EJ and saying that EJ said he has nothing to do with this. And, Jada saying, how can you really believe him? I mean, I was the one who put in a good word for you to be DA. And she said she understands and she's not taking up for him. And she do believe that Jada is innocent. But she hasn't seen EJ, right? So she says something is really off, right? So she sees that the Demare hideaway is open, right? So she goes down there, right? So EJ was already down there talking to Rafe about how, his plan is going well and Arnold is going to be, the commissioner, and Jada, it's just going to work well for him to be DA again. And, he said, I can't believe you really did this to Jada and everything. And he's like, I did you all a favor. Jada was not really the best cop anyways. And, I deserve what I deserve. So anyways, he's telling him that, it's going through and all that. And at this point, Ray said he doesn't want to eat no breakfast, so he comes out, right? So while he come out, he runs into Jada, right? So Jada is asking him, like, I have a bone to pick with you. So he said, like, what are you doing down here? I understand that you got, you're out of your job, but what are you doing down here at this place? So she said that I believe you had something to do with this. You had something to do with me having these allegations. So he said, it's not my fault that Ray found these allegations against you. Like, it's not me to blame or anything like that, right? So anyways, they go upstairs and, she said that she's gonna come back, and when she comes back this time, she's gonna have handcuffs. So he said, I find that hard to believe. So anyway, she leaves, and then Belle and EJ get to talk, and Belle was saying, I was looking for you, but I didn't see you. And I did tell Jada that, I was actually here to see Johnny because I really didn't want her to know about our personal relationship. And when she came in here, she was really angry, and EJ doesn't really want to talk about that. He wants to talk about their situation, right? So anyway, she said that she will meet up with him later on. And at first she was asking him about if he had anything to do with Jada's case, and he said, come on, no, like, why would I want to be mixed up with that, just to take back my job from you and all that, considering we're doing what we're doing. So she said, you have a point. So I don't know if their situation is that good. His package is that good for Belle to not really read between the lines and really understand that EJ is definitely hiding something. But anyways, moving forward. So Sean and Paulina get to talking, right? So Paulina talks to him about the case that he put up against Jada and if everything is crossed off and unbiased. So he said, yes, I did a thorough investigation on her, but I want to just voice my opinion on that. I just feel as if, Jada is a through and through cop. She's a thorough cop, and I just can't believe that she's going through this and Rafe would do this. So anyways, Paulina has to just talk about how she has to find an interim cop in the meanwhile, because again, the Salem PD has to be trustworthy to the public, and business is business. So she found an interim cop, and that's gonna be Rafe. So Sean is just baffled by this, because he's saying, didn't you just fire him to hire Jada? Like, that stuff slap in her face. And he said, listen, it's nothing personal. Rafe has been here before. He has an outstanding record. He's spotless. It's spotless. So she's saying that he would be the perfect person to do it. So she's asking Sean, like, why are you upset about that? Like, are you upset it wasn't given to you? So he said, no, I am good. And, I just feel as if, you just fired him, to hire Jada. So I just don't like how that looks. So she's like, it's not about what you like, it's what is best for the force, right? And best for the community. So anyways, she said that, I have to go tell Jada the bad news. So Sean said, I will do it. It's better to hear from me about what's going on, right? I really just don't like how Paulina acts. I don't feel as if she is the right person for mayor. She's very impulsive. She kind of takes somebody's word and kind of just like, goes along with it. And she doesn't really sit down and really carefully assess the situation, or to really say, okay, let me think this more clearly and thoroughly. But this is Paulina we're talking about. So Sean goes over to Jada and he's checking in on her, how she's doing, and he apologizes for hauling her the way he did from the wedding to the police station. So she said she understands it's part of his job and she respects that. She was glad that it was him. So she's just saying that she hasn't heard from Rafe. He's still at the settlement, and she believes that when he do come back, she's gonna be moving out. She just can't believe that everything kind of blew up in smoke. Her marriage, everything, her wedding, everything. So he said that I'm really sorry to hear that, and you don't believe that Rafe is acting weird because of the coma, him coming out of the coma. She finds it hard to believe. So anyway, he said, speaking of Rafe, Paulina said that she's rehiring him to be interim cop while you're under investigation. So she said, wow, so he's taking my job too. So at this point, she's just saying anything can go at this point. Things can just get worse and worse. So Paulina got the chance to talk to Belle, and she informed Belle that Rafe is going to be representing them as the new commissioner for a while until Jada's investigation is cleared. So of course Belle is surprised that Rafe is going to be coming back. Of course Paulina said, you have a reservation against my idea. So she said, you have to do what you have to do, but of course they're really totally against that, right? So EJ did come back to see Rafe, and he did, Rafe was trying to call for help because Jada was down there and he heard her voice, and Jada wanted to investigate, but EJ said that there was some construction and they can't go in the room. So he came back, and Rafe was saying, if only Jada had heard me, you're not gonna get away with this, somebody's gonna come and rescue me. And EJ said that I already gotten away with it, nobody's gonna know what's happening. So he comes with the syringe, I guess to drug Rafe up and carry him somewhere else, because he can't stay there, because again, he's definitely too close to Jada finding out, or somebody else stumbling upon what's he doing down there, right? So he brings him to Aramed, because at this point, he's heard from Kristen that this has been deserted for a while. So he said, oh, perfect place to hide Rafe. So he brings Rafe in this body bag. Rafe is kind of slightly conscious. So at this point, Rafe and Ava going to be at the same place, or I don't know where Miss Rachel is going to keep Ava for this while, right? But these mirrors are out of control and they need to be stopped. So anyways, that is it, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode.
The other day, an inhabitant so far off the beaten path